Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. And before we get into this, I just want to say that I am not advocating either for or against Lucy Letby. I don't know if she did it or not. She's been found guilty. However, as we're about to see with regards to what I'm going to go through here, there are questions to ask. And I am very, very absolutely for the asking of questions. Because as this goes on, it seems more and more likely that there is something weird going on. And I wouldn't go so far as to say that maybe Lucy Letby is being set up as a patsy. But it does increasingly look as though there's something odd. Now, there's been a new audit of baby deaths at the hospital where Lucy Letby was working. And it found that many, and this is the weird thing, that many of the most rapid deteriorations of health, neonatal health of these newborn babies took place when she was not on duty. And indeed, there seems to have been rather a lot more of these infant traumas than would be the national average, even if you take the ones for which she's been convicted out of the equation. Now, mortality data, which for somehow probably wasn't looked at particularly closely during her trial because they're only concentrating on the babies that died under her care, it's been compiled, they're saying, from several sources, multiple sources, including freedom of information requests. And you'd wonder why you need an FOI for this rather than just handing it out. But apparently it was considered to be a bit dodgy, so they needed an FOI request. And it's understood to show a much broader spike in neonatal deaths than would be expected. And this is particularly at the time of that time frame the police were investigating. And so there was a lot more of these baby deaths. And she wasn't at the hospital. She wasn't on duty. She wasn't there. She could not have been responsible. Now, in my mind, this indicates possibly that there was something wrong at that hospital, that some kind of procedural error or equipment failure or care design problem, whatever, was in place that's caused these difficulties and this spike in deaths. And that the very fact that these babies died just in and around when Lucy Letby was on duty could just be coincidental, not causative. One does not rely the other, correlation theory. Now, Letby's legal team, which have been looking into this, are now asking for broader data. They want to know the names of all the staff, of what equipment. They want a full audit on everything over that and the extended time period. And, I can't blame them. Now, they've been instructed, her team have been instructed to take this case to the Criminal Cases Review Board. And I think at first sight, I think there's possibly enough evidence there to at least review it and ask the questions. What comes of it is a different thing altogether, of course. As I say, I'm not saying she's innocent. I'm not saying she's guilty. I'm just saying there's enough doubt now that there may have been another cause. It doesn't mean she didn't kill those babies, but there's still no explanation as to why all the other babies were suffering when she wasn't on duty. So I'm neither clearing her, nor am I compounding her guilt. I'm just saying there is doubt. Now, I know it's very hard to feel sorry for a woman who's been given 15 whole life orders, but if she is innocent, then it does deserve to be reversed. If she's guilty, then that's absolutely fine. But I don't think you can know for sure until another investigation into this goes on, wider and more beyond any kind of criminal investigation, but a full academic investigation as well, full forensic investigation of what the procedures are, what the equipment is, the staff, anything and everything. It all needs to be looked at. Now, it could be one of the biggest miscarriages of justice of all time, or it could be a child killer rightly locked up. Not for me to decide. I'm not taking a side on it, except to say we must ask questions. Thank you very much.